Meh.
Okay.
Are we live?
We are live.
Are we live?
And so far, we are.
Are we green?
We're green. Green for go. Green for go.
All right.
Averaging 1,200 kbps, 30 frames per second. 0 dropped frames, gentlemen. Things are looking up.
Things are good.
Things are looking up.
Moving on up.
All right.
So I'm not going to touch anything.
First thing you got to do is hello and welcome to the Freemasons podcast with your host, Right Worshipful Brother George Mudry.
Worshipful Brother Joe.
And Worshipful Brother Ken.
And today's episode is going to be a fun one. We always like to do these events in a while. We're doing the alternate universe.
Love it.
Freemasonry during the Purge. So if the Purge was a real thing that went on and we were in an alternate universe, how would Freemasons act?
Mm-hmm.
So
Upon this
I think we need to start off with this. Yes.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and
What's
all
Class
crime,
4?
including
I don't
murder,
know.
will be legal for 12 continuous hours.
Class 3 is
Police, fire, and
fully
emergency
automatic
medical
or something, isn't it?
services will
Maybe
be
it's like
unavailable
RPG.
until
Yeah.
tomorrow morning at
No
7
bazookas.
a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
May God especially be with you, George Mudry.
I love that. I love the siren.
Sounds like the alarm on a destroyer.
I love
like that, like, naval siren.
Freaking, I don't know. I just love that sound effects, I guess. I don't know.
It's interesting.
It's cool.
Class 4 destructive devices, which include bombs, grenades, nuclear weapons, flamethrowers,
What?
dynamite, rocket launchers, tanks, javelin missile launchers, Harrier jets, and so on and so
For
forth.
real? So I could use cruise missiles during the Purge? I
Apparently.
think that was in the movie.
And you could do Harrier jets as well.
That's
awesome.
I'm cool with that. I like jump
That's
jets.
the one that...
Yeah, VTOL.
Yeah.
Vertical takeoff and landing.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Let's do some general housekeeping. What do we got?
Housekeeping!
Joey.
Let's see. Trying to pull up likes here, but
Nobody likes you.
Facebook's messing with us again. It's got some features will be unavailable until you confirm that people who manage your Facebook page can also manage your Instagram account.
I can't manage my own life.
They're not managing. No, I don't want them to manage my Instagram account. Why would I want that?
Seriously?
That's what
weird.
it says.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God.
I'll give you the Instagram shit, and then you can...
No, I know.
We just
they
don't
have
have-
no goddamn business. No one. No, they don't own.
I think it's just you link the two accounts.
No, I don't want
Oh,
to.
okay.
They can't make.
They are linked,
They
though.
can't make you. They're not. No, Instagram has a separate login for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We didn't. Link
Why
ours.
do you, so they're in essence saying you can't use pages unless you give us access to your Instagram.
Well, no, I think it's because they own
They own
Instagram
both of them,
and
that's
they want like a central source of
No.
identity for both.
All right, Kenny.
Yeah.
You go then. Being
Okay.
that Joe's at a standstill.
Widows, Sons, Brothers, Keepers. This is over on Instagram. Hello,
All right.
brothers. Isaiah Lillard,
Okay.
Diego Angelis, Hunter, YBN McFadden, Noah Carlson, London Regalia. Hello, brothers. Aziz Santos. And that's what we've got over on Instagram.
Very cool.
Not a lot of new ones.
Let's see here. Let's check out YouTube if I can bring it up, if it decides to play nice with me.
You think YouTube will play nice during the Purge? You think it'll like blow up?
Probably
like, lots
not.
Of people
no,
shooting people?
Twitter, I think will work okay.
Twitter, yeah. For
That,
sure.
that seems to be the social media preference of the revolution. Like when all the
So-
stuff was going down in China and other places.
True.
So I thought you guys would get a laugh out of this, but on one of our episodes that we posted, there was a person that said, "Reveal your secrets now, Freemason." So I went back and seen who it was, and his name is Lil Fetus.
Wow.
Lil, like L-I-L?
L-I-L
So
Fetus.
he's like a rapper.
Yeah, is
fetus.
that his DJ name or something? Little Fetus?
Tell you
So
what,
I said,
Lil
wait.
Fetus-
Is your name really Lil Fetus?
My life you can have, my integrity never.
Tell you what, Lil Fetus, for as little as $5 a month, you can join us on Patreon, and I'll reveal to you more than my secrets for $5. So
There'll be some kind of secrets, but I'm not going to say what kind.
New subscribers: Robert Butler, Josh McCrae, and Angel Robles.
just call me
Bio,
Angel.
Boo Stokes, Beau. That's Boo, right?
Bo.
Bo.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Close enough.
And that's all I got. If I miss you, I apologize. I'm going through my notifications feed, and sometimes I miss it.
Good show, Josh McCrae. He likes us over on Instagram, too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Probably YouTube as well.
Way to go.
Thanks, man.
Probably Facebook too, but they won't allow me to look it out without
Yes, you
syncing
can.
my accounts, which I'm not doing.
Yes.
For one other point of order, I want to thank every single person that has donated to the GoFundMe page on GoFundMe. And the page is called Kick Cancer Again, and that is for worshiper brother Greg Schultz in Delaware. And we put an $8,000 thing on it to help him out with medical bills and food and whatever the hell. We're already at 2,265.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
And
Great-
that's
great
literally
brother.
less than a week, and I haven't even posted the last episode that we did where we were talking about it.
Yeah.
So this is just by shares. So thank you for every single person who donated, and
Yeah,
let's
really
toast
appreciate it.
every damn person.
Indeed.
Kenny, you decided to play hooky and play with the boys last time.
I had to work late, too. Otherwise, I would have been here.
Boys.
Usually I come here and then I go to volleyball, but I had to work late, so I apologize for...
And then you had to skip out and jump on your motorcycle and go to the
Yeah.
girlfriend's house that wasn't there anymore. She left.
Yeah.
Remember she moved out?
It was very sad. And then I went and drank ice water at the airport because that's something I would do. I always hated that scene. I was always like, man, I should have been straight vodka. But anyway. Yeah. You get me all hot and bothered, Joe. Brethren, right hand to arm.
To arms.
Ready.
Ready.
Aim.
Aim.
Fire good fire, fire all. Together, brethren. Vivat, vivat, vivat.
All right.
Dum, dum.
Oh, that was funny. I always let that good freaking Top Gun humor.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
The Purge. For those who haven't seen the movie, it was basically, what is it, May 12th, I think, was Purge Day?
Sounds right.
That I don't know.
I think it was May 12th was Purge Day. If you haven't seen the movies, basically the concept of the movie was that you get one day per year. That was the annual Purge. And what they did was basically every crime was legal, I guess, for that one day. And the concept was that for that one day, you couldn't be arrested or detained or get in trouble basically for doing any type of heinous crime, if you will,
Heinous, yes.
on that day, which would deter people from the 364 days rest out of the year from doing anything bad.
Did they have a penalty? Like, was the penalty for all of these crimes correspondingly more severe on every other day of the year?
I don't know.
Or
They
something?
didn't-
Like,
they
you'd be
didn't-
executed immediately or something?
Yeah, they didn't say anything along those lines, but so I thought again, I watch movies and I think that's what I do. I think about things like, hey, I wonder what a Freemason would do.
Joe seems surprised, but yeah.
I'm just
Don't
thinking
be
to myself,
a-
it's a good thing you're good at watching movies.
Don't be a dick, Joe. No, but like I seriously put a Freemason in this situation and say, how would a Freemason act?
Right.
So this brings us to our alternate universe. What would a Freemason do? What would a Freemason do if the Purge was a real thing? So, Kenny,
You want me to go first?
why don't you go first?
So I know what I would do, personally. Now, you
you
guys...
out purging, you dirty bastard.
Yeah, no.
Just all RoboCop-ish, like a Terminator, like in the scene of the first. Remember, what was it, Terminator 2, when the robot's just stepping on human skulls? That's basically
Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty much what I see for May 12th. No, so I mean, I think about this the same way that we did the Apocalypse episode. Remember Alternate Universe, Freemasonry, and the Apocalypse?
Yeah.
So I'm going to harken back to a common theme, and you brothers tell me whether you've done something similar in your lodge after lodge gets out and you got a couple guys sitting around having a beer and talking. Have you ever kind of fantasized about what would happen if society just collapsed? Like, what would all of us do? Have you ever had that conversation in your lodge? I mean, it's like one of those campfire kind of conversations. It's not just in Masonic lodges, but
Right.
given that we're all men of the same kind of mind, and we're having a couple beers, you pontificate on those kinds of things. Well, the brothers in my lodge kind of have a plan for if everything goes to crap. And if it were happening once a year, it's even better because you can kind of plan for it. I mean, it's not better, but you get what I'm saying. You have something that you can a plan that you can get into motion as soon as you need to get into a survival kind of situation. So
Just real quick, Ken, if I can cut you off.
yes, you can.
Stephanie Mudry says March 21st. I know her from somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know where I know her from, but
The
thank you.
name rings a bell vaguely. March 21st. Okay, cool.
Hell if I know.
Yeah. So what I'm
Whoa,
thinking.
whoa, 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 whoa. If that's the case, I'm a little nervous then.
Why? Because you're not invited? You don't know?
She knows the date.
She's just waiting for it to become a reality.
She's just waiting for it to become a reality. She already got the date. She's like,
She's got a purge room just like all set up with all the essentials.
Oh,
It's
shit.
not on the floor plan for the
fuck
house.
me.
You might be first on her list.
Yeah,
She's going to get you and stick you outside the front door as a message for anybody
Yeah.
else that wants to go there.
head on a pike. So I don't know. Have you
fuck,
guys had
dude.
those kinds of conversations in your lodge? Has that kind of thing ever come up?
Not really. It's usually when is this meeting it over and
No, I'm
let's
talking
go
about like after
downstairs to
lodge,
Jimmy.
like at refreshment.
Not as much like to the point where there's an official plan
Yeah, okay.
created, but
Maybe we're
it's
weird
like-
then.
No, it's probably not a bad idea.
So I'm wondering if any of our listeners jump on the Freemasons podcast community Facebook page, or get with us in the comments on this video and let us know if this is like a conversation that you guys have had. I mean, I think maybe we're just weird. Yes, please.
Well, Sharkus is part of your lodge, right?
Sharkus is part of my lodge, yeah, and it's not just my lodge. This is more, the two lodges that inhabit our Masonic temple. So Liberty Continental 76 is also in the building, and I've gone to some of those brothers' meetings, and we've had the same kind of conversation. And it helps that all these guys they're not preppers, but a lot of these guys are firearms guys. So
Yeah,
they
and they
kind
have
of
a
have
plan.
that plan, that go plan just in case. And George, I'm sure, George has one as well. He knows what I'm talking about. But it's just if you occasionally occupy your time thinking about what you would do in the worst of scenarios, it kind of stands to reason, I think, that if you're hanging out and having a couple beers with your brothers, maybe that that
exchange
topic
some
comes
of
up.
those.
So here's what I would do, and I've never had this conversation with the brothers, but I'm looking around my lodge. I'm like, yeah, he will make it. There's no way. I'm gonna use him as
You can't lift that sword.
I'm gonna use him as bait.
Messner.
Love all my brothers. Oh,
Messner
Messner.
will end up being like, what is it, Piggy from, what's the one with the pig's head on the Lord of the Flies?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. Piggy, Lord Piggy.
That's what they would do to.
Good hero.
that would be-
At the door, look, Messner, go get that.
Yeah.
It's March 21st.
It's your turn,
go
bro.
get that.
Yeah.
But I'm at the toilet. Go anyway.
We need your help.
I'm joking. I would never sacrifice any of my brothers
No.
that I could think of.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after. Anyway, go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
No, I mean, that was pretty much all I had. So we have a location where we talked about all meeting, and I'm not going to say what that location is, but it's, let's just say, an elevated location. It would be an easily defensible location. And again, this is not like...
Is it the Holy Land? Are you going to the
No,
Holy
we're not
Land?
going to Holy Land.
going to
Although
Holy
that
Land and
would be-
Waterbury. That's where he's going.
No. Although that's a good idea.
That would be
Could
easily
you, like-
defensible.
It would be.
So here's what I
easily
picture.
And there's some
Ken.
shelter up there that you can kind of.
ramshackle.
So here's what I picture, right? Ken's at this elevated location, right? He's got one leg up on the rampart, and the people are like, "Lower your guns." He's like, "Fuck off!"
Yeah, because that would be me.
wearing the powdered wig
Yep.
that we got from Danny Collins.
Oh yeah, the powdered wig definitely has to come with me when this whole thing pops off for sure.
Jim Devaney's betting that Messner and Rocco don't make it. No, but Rocco's got to be the medic. And I'll leave it at that.
Oh God!
Leave it at that.
Yeah, not
leave
going
it
to be
at
the
that.
medic. Yeah.
Or
The engineer.
Or the purgers walk into the lodge room, and all you hear is Jimi Hendrix and just smoke all through the lodge.
Rocco, it's like I was gonna go all
like
along
all along the watchtower,
But
right?
I'm thinking, like, remember that scene? You've seen it in Rambo. You've seen it in the Chuck Norris movies where they come up out of the water,
Oh,
in
yeah.
slow motion with the
Yeah.
machine gun. That's Rocco coming through the smoke
Yeah. All ready to roll.
with the headband on.
Shit.
So that's probably what we would do. Now, here's the thing. It kind of changes the dynamic when you know ahead of time what the day is going to be, right? Because
Right.
anybody that's gunning for you knows the same thing. So it kind of screws up the whole
Right.
strategy behind it. So what would we do? I mean, meeting at the lodge just sounds like a bad idea, right?
Jim Delvaney, Holy Land, the final stand in Dirty Waterbury. Yeah.
The Dirty Berry.
Defend Dirty Bury.
Joe, what do you got?
Repel the invaders.
So I think this is a little different for me than the apocalypse, because, like you said, Ken, it's a set date. It's an organized government-sponsored event, in essence. So for me, I think the carrying out the purge and participating in it would actually go against the tenets of Freemasonry. So I think I'd be more on the political wing side, trying to get it overturned or get it changed, or
You'd be
hey,
election year, the Purge election year. You'd be the chicken in Purge election year. And I'm not calling you
I haven't
chick.
seen that one.
Oh,
but
okay. All right.
Actually, I got about 3/4 of the way through the first one.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it just hit too close to home for me. Like, I'm like, this could really happen. I can't watch it. Like, it freaked
Really?
me out. Things that are like,
Oh, you got to
too
continue
real,
the truth. You got to
I
continue
can't.
it then.
I can't.
You
because
gotta
it
continue
just
it.
hits too close to home because, like,
No, number two-
seeing senseless acts of violence like that on under other people, just like
Yeah.
You got to watch
It
number two
bothers
though,
me.
because
It
the
really
dude
bothers
is a freaking gangster in number two. The guy who's like that, like cop that, I mean, he's got an ulterior
I
motive.
saw
for,
one of the additional ones where somebody's driving around in a garbage truck running people over and
That's
something.
kind of messed up.
yeah, no, you got to watch 2 and 3.
But it's like
Because number 3. So I'll give you just a quick premise and a spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen him. Number 2 is about a cop who goes around. He's actually going because I guess a drunk driver killed his son. So he's actually on his way to go kill the guy who killed his son.
Okay,
But
so-
along the way, he meets these innocent people who get kind of wrapped up in the night, and he ends up saving them, and they end up saving him at the end. And it's really pretty cool how they made it switch. The third one is about a female politician who's a senator, I think, who's trying to do exactly what you said, is to overturn
The
it.
anti-purge lobbyist.
And
yeah.
the Purge lobby hires people to get
go
rid
after.
of her.
Okay, I
during
think I
the
might
night.
have seen that one.
What
Is it
they ended up
Jennifer
doing-
Connelly or somebody like
Yeah.
that? I think I've seen that.
So
one.
what ends up happening is
I think that's the one with the woman driving around in like a garbage truck or a UPS truck.
I don't remember.
Like
Mowing
helping
people down? Oh,
like,
So-
mowing down bad people.
Right,
So
right,
she's doing. the
So
right thing.
this particular chick, they know about her. So what the government ends up doing is they make it so that, remember, like during the little weird announcement that I did in the beginning, which is the purge, it says people who are above level 10 in the government are exempt. Like you can't kill them.
Right. Yeah.
Well, in the third one, they remove that exemption, and the
that
reason
they
why
can
they
go after
remove
her.
it so they
Is
can go
to get
after
out.
her.
Yeah. The senator.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool how it all there becomes an underground and everything, and that's kind of. Are you done with your point, or
Well, I was just gonna say,
Right.
I know the reason why I think I would react that way is just in life in general, like just watching something like that. Like, let's say we're watching out the window here, and there's somebody like beating up an old woman or something. Nothing makes my blood boil and takes me to like a dark place. And it is even like when, I don't know, somebody mouths off to me at Dunkin' Donuts because I'm wearing a mask.
For example.
But I granted that's not
I
violent.
knew that was coming.
But
I
seeing-
fucking knew that was coming.
But seeing those types of things, it takes me to a dark place that I just don't like to go because I know what I would do,
Yeah.
and I don't.
And you don't
want
like that part
I don't
of
want that
yourself.
part of myself to
Yeah.
ever come out. So I would definitely be the person that would go and say, "This isn't right. We've got to change this." To try to stand up for the people that can't defend themselves. Because you see like, I see things like that. What was that bum fights video that came out? Or not so much the bum fights, but the crocodile hunter one where they would go and get these homeless people and like zip tie them, and because stupid stuff like that would happen in this
Yeah.
kind of world,
Right.
and I just have like zero tolerance for that
Yeah.
type of thing. So
Well, that's kind of what I would expect
So,
of you, Joe.
I mean, on
my Judge Judy-ness.
2 points on that. I actually do watch a lot of. There's actually a good YouTube channel that I subscribe to that I recommend to everybody. It's called Active Self-Protection. I don't know if Ken has ever seen this.
Yeah, I think it's
It's
that
awesome.
guy.
It's that guy John Correa,
Oh, okay.
and he does this whole thing of where he takes surveillance videos and he shows heinous acts of some of them are like you have to click twice to get through this could be bad, and I watch it. And what he does is after he assesses. After you watch the video of what actually happened, he assesses how things could have been done differently. Some of them are body cams from police officers who, other ones are just like two people fighting over a snow. Like two people. No, you laugh. I'll show you the video.
Snow?
No, there wasn't a fight. Dude come out and shot him and his wife in point blank range because snow was going on one other person's property.
When they were like snowblowing or something?
No, like when they were shoveling. He was shoveling it into the other dude's property. It turned into an argument.
Walked out and shot him.
Dude walked out and shot them both in the middle of the street. And he talks about ways to de-escalate and ways to, there's certain things you need to walk away from. So I personally
don't needle people who are unstable, for example.
So I personally watch these things not to, in a sense, desensitize, but I do think that certain places of the world we do live in a bubble, right? So
Right.
I would say the Naugatuck Valley, which is where we live, it's a pretty quaint, quiet area.
And we're generally immune from that level of violence.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. And when it does happen, it's like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah, it's infrequent.
Right.
It's infrequent. For again, I live in Naugatuck, and I remember being a kid, and there was a story about a dude who freaking killed his wife and burned his house down with him in it, and it was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
wow.
that stuff doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen here, So I think that, if going back into this whole purge thing and everything, you need this. Should I hold on to it like a dick like you did to me?
I thought we had more than
Trying to
one.
hold your hand.
Didn't we have more
Yeah,
than
you
one
were.
of those bottle openers? Didn't we have like 20 of them or something?
We had
How
a
did we
wall
lose them
mounted.
all
We had the
already?
Messner wall mounted one. We should just stick it back here so during the podcast we could just go.
But we got those from completing our challenges, and we had like many of them.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, we have a bunch of them. They're still over there.
Okay.
Made
Rob
with Love by
Perdonis.
brother Rob
Brother Rob
Perdonis
Perdonis.
Yep. We still have them.
for the
Yeah,
cast
we haven't lost them yet, apparently.
and guest of the Freemasons
So,
podcast.
kind of getting back into this, and one other point of order I want to make is if somebody was going back to Joe's story, if there was a guy beating up a lady over there on the corner over there, I'm a crack shot from here, and I would not with a gun. I would bring up a blow dart. You know how much fun that would be to just get up here and go
You would need to
hit him
have
in the
it
neck with a
ahead of
blow
time,
dart.
though.
That would be so much fun. We should get one. We should invest in one. Hey, if anybody wants to send us a gift, send us a blow dart
That
gun.
might be a class 4 weapon. I don't know. I don't know if we can
Anyway,
legally have that. Up here.
so you're all set with your
Yeah,
point?
I'm
Okay.
good. Made
So
my point.
the way that I would see it is I can see Freemasonry doing kind of similar to what it did back in the 1840s, 50s, and 60s and becoming an underground railroad to protect people.
To protect people that otherwise wouldn't be able to survive.
Who
those
wouldn't be able to
days.
survive
Yeah,
it. I
okay,
can
love
absolutely
that.
see
All right.
Freemasons doing that. And I can probably guarantee that the Freemasons would be armed to the goddamn teeth at this point.
We do tend to
So-
like firearms in this fraternity.
Well, not
in this
only that,
country,
We
okay.
tend to like to
So-
protect freedoms.
Yeah, we also like
Let's go
that,
with
yeah,
that.
and
Like
protect the
protecting
innocent.
freedom,
Oh,
protecting
yeah.
innocent.
We're good. We're
charity.
good. James Levaney just said it's legal for a blow dart gun.
Really?
Yes.
How the hell does he know?
Maybe he doesn't mean blow dart.
I'm going to get my blow gun.
Jesus Christ.
It's going to be so much fun.
We're gonna take Jim Delvaney's word for it.
No, so couple reasons, all right? And I'm going to go pretty heavy into this. Think of, okay, our lodge has, well, Joe's our trustee. How much money we got, Joe?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, but would you say
I know how much.
Would you say a
not something you spread
substantial
around.
amount?
Substantial. I'd say a comfortable amount.
Comfortable
Yeah, I
amount.
wouldn't say
Okay.
substantial. Like
So-
we could blow through it in a year if we were not smart. But
So, but you'd say a comfortable amount, right?
Comfortable.
Okay. So, think about this. We are a Seymour Lodge that's relatively, would you say, in the, not small. We're not a small lodge. We have a lot of members, but we're not like what you would say, like a New Haven Lodge, like a Hiram Lodge.
no, you
And-
don't. You don't have 300-400 members.
Correct.
You probably have a couple hundred or
So-
close to it, where you have probably about 50 to 75 that are really active.
So, and again, I'm just kind of just
Yeah.
follow me here where I'm going with this. So, but we have a comfortable amount. Would you say that New Haven Lodge Hiram 1 probably has double, if not triple, the money we have.
Probably.
Probably.
I would think so.
It's possible.
Ken, you're part of part of Harmony.
Right.
You guys got some sketchy, scratchy. You got 2 lodges in your building, right?
We have 2 lodges in the building. Each one, obviously, each lodge has its own investments and its own bank accounts and everything. Harmony's doing pretty well. The Waterbury Temple Corps is doing very well.
Okay.
I don't know much about New Haven, but yeah, I mean,
Stick with me here,
I'm
right?
just thinking New Haven by the size and the
Stick
number.
with me here.
Yeah, they've got some decent endowments. They had people from Yale.
Now this is just Blue Lodge we're talking about. Mm-hmm. You're a member of the Valley of
Bridgeport.
You're a member of the Valley of
nothing. I'm
Nothing.
not Scottish.
You
Right?
suck.
Sorry.
But you've been to the annual reports.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You've
Yeah.
been to the annual
Oh, yeah.
reports for Scott, right?
Yeah.
You follow where I'm going here now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We're talking
Yeah, there's much more
high
going on.
dollar amounts in the
You're
Scottish
saying
Rite.
altogether
Correct.
these Masonic family bodies.
What I'm
would
saying,
be
yes,
able to,
we have we have a decent amount of money in stocks and bonds and all this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, number one, if the government ever did sanction something along those lines, you'd watch every Masonic lodge probably yank their money out of their investments because they would, in a sense of a protest, and or we're also a community. I don't want to say communable because that sounds like we're
it's like a disease.
disease, right?
We're like syphilis.
Community based.
I was just going to go there.
But we're a community based where we protect and give money to the community, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you would see a lot of Masonic
A
lodges
beneficent organization.
around this time or ahead of time withdrawing their money out, and what would they be buying to defend the innocent?
Class 4 weapons.
Probably not class 4, but
I
I
want
would
an
say
RPG.
Well, it's class 4 and below, right? So
Yeah.
class 4 and
Class
below.
4 and below, right.
So they would be buying
cruise missiles, Harriers,
weapons to
To defend.
protect
Right.
the innocent
Yes.
because that's what Freemasonry is.
That's one of our very
Let's go with
So
fundamental
ordinances.
oaths. Yeah.
We'd
Whoa.
be purchasing ordinances.
Well, yeah.
Materiel.
So
perhaps.
woe to the people who decide to come after the Masons for defending the innocent.
You don't
want
want to do that. Yeah, no, that
Would
would
be really,
that would be an
really
unwise
bad.
thing.
However,
Not to mention,
yeah.
Freemasonry is also. I don't know about you guys, but again, I was in the military. Freemasonry is I found to be a home for those after the military. Mm-hmm. So now you have, like, for instance,
Yeah, we have a very
we have
large amount
a
of
large
military.
amount of prior
Well-trained
military
people.
or first responders, which means they're
Yeah.
pretty damn trained.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoop.
Oh, what do you
what
do?
I
Oh,
touch? What I
oh,
touch?
I just lost my right
Yeah, I lost it. I pulled on the wire.
right channel down.
Are you good now?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
So I'm just saying
Look
that
good
you
over here.
have a fair amount of people who are first responders and or veterans who have been trained with firearms, if you will, or weapons that would. And we also have a lot of money in property. If you think about it, we have a lot of properties
Yep.
that people, in a sense, could disappear below this building. Because I don't know, have either of you been downstairs in the basement with me in this building?
No.
Basement, no, but I've been up in the attic.
No.
in
Only
the attic, okay.
worshipful brother Jack, and he never returned. So I don't need to see that. I assume it's there. But
James-
there are Masonic organizations that own property that was never even built on, too. You know, like large
right.
tracts of land. It's
I'm
got to be
just
the
saying,
same everywhere.
if we wanted to make innocent people disappear for one night, it could happen, and they would
yeah.
be well
They
defended
would
by
be
the
safe
Freemasons.
and well defended. Yep.
Well defended.
And there's probably some properties that are not well known to be Masonic properties and may not even be well known amongst the craft that could be
Right.
utilized in those
Yep.
types.
I'm following you.
But I
So-
think, to your money point, I think that, you invest in that fortification of sorts for that one night, but I think they would start putting some of that large amounts of money behind a movement or
A
an
politician.
organization,
Yes.
a
I was actually gonna
lobbyist
bring it-
to
yes.
say, hey, look, this isn't right, this can't go on, and try to make those changes.
Yeah.
At least I
Yeah, it's
Hope
not
they
it's
would.
not consistent with our values, but protecting the innocent is.
James.
Yeah,
correct.
I'm-
Correct.
I'll
And I
tell
know
you-
we're not necessarily a political organization, but I think for the benefit of society, we
Right.
would probably
And we do have a responsibility to better society.
absolutely.
James Levani says currently only illegal in California, Massachusetts, and D.C. for the blowgun, and he said according to the U.S. Blowgun Association.
U.S. blowgun. right, so that's a valid source, Brother Jim. That's great. Thank you.
I think I
so
would
much
want to
for
go
that.
with something natural, like a nice bamboo finish on my
Yeah.
Daniel Valdez, dang it, we can never have nice things in CA.
Well, that's true.
No.
That's true.
You know what? They'll be illegal here soon enough if we get our hands on some.
Shit. Yeah, no, to that point, though, I do agree with you. That you would see a lot of money being dumped behind candidates, like kind of like the like anti-gun lobby that's going on right now, in a sense. You'd see where they're dumping money behind candidates in order to, and vice versa, even for the gun lobby, they dump a lot of money
God,
behind.
right.
And you'd see something along those lines where you'd see a lot of money being funded to people to get rid of the purge
Yeah,
altogether.
and there are a lot of other organizations outside of Freemasonry that I'm sure would
That would
lobby
sign
against
up.
such
Oh,
a thing
yeah.
too. You know, there'd be a very powerful lobby for that, I think.
Yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think personally that's where I think masonry would go. You'd see an underground railroad in a sense.
I'd certainly
of-
rather do that than try to defend like individual small groups of people. Like I'd much rather be involved in something big like that,
Yeah.
if such a thing were.
But knowing like that until things came to fruition, that one day a year, you gotta be
Yeah.
prepared to,
Yeah, you gotta be
to handle it. But
ready to roll.
you know, you think about. Nah, I don't want to go too political. I'm out.
No, political. We're just talking about.
No, I know, but my comments were gonna get very political.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Way to bow
So I
out
failed. Yeah.
ahead of time.
Very nicely done.
Yeah.
But it's I guess it's a cool concept, the movie of the Purge, but
It's a cool
Entertaining,
concept
maybe.
because it's fantasy or it's fiction, but it's not so far outside the realm of possibility that you'd be like, it could never happen.
Well,
That's
again,
ridiculous, and
the
that's
whole-
why it hit me the way it did. It was like, yeah, this hits too
the
close.
whole
to home
premise of
because
the movie was basically that violence and crime and things had gotten to a point where they were out of control. So the government came in and said, listen, before we lose this entire country and it falls apart and everything gets burned to the ground, we're going to pick one
Here's
day.
one option.
Here's one option. We'll give you a day to just act like assholes
Right.
and do whatever you want.
And when I say it's not that far out of the realm of possibility, it hits close to home.
Weirder stuff.
I'm
is
just
happening.
saying-
Chad.
What the hell's Chad?
Chad, he was pushed too far.
The out in Oregon or wherever, where they had their little community.
Oh, Chaz. Yeah.
Chaz, whatever. Sorry to the guy's named Chad.
Here's another one for you,
But
Killdozer.
like that was, they kind of went full on anarchy in a certain part of, and they allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
And
look
they
what
figured,
happened.
okay, let them burn themselves out.
Yeah.
Like, let them burn themselves out. Let
I
them
also
get the
don't-
energy out, and then we'll go in. But that's if you think it's that'll never happen. It's way far outside the realm of possibility. It kind of happened
kinda
already.
happened, right.
On a small scale, it would just be a larger scale.
And look what happened when they did it, though. Like, it was a fucking shit show.
Don't
Like,
get
it was supposed to be
political.
the summer of peace, and it turned into be, I'm not going political, I'm just saying,
Stay
like,
on target.
People died.
people
died.
died.
Property
yeah.
got destroyed.
Yeah,
It was
property got
total
destroyed.
anarchy.
Yeah, it was totally freaking nuts.
So now imagine you do that across the country for one day.
Yeah.
and I
Like,
think
it's just,
So experiment failed is basically the takeaway, I think. From
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope that that's the lesson
Yep.
that was learned.
But see, the nice thing about, well, I don't want to say the nice thing, but the thing about the whole Chaz thing that they had set up in Seattle or wherever, Portland or wherever the hell they
Somewhere
decided
out
to do
there.
it, it was at one segregated little place.
It was several city blocks.
So
or
if you didn't
something,
want to
right?
be there, be like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm
Right.
leaving. I'm going. I'm gonna go.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the next town over. Think about it on a grand scale.
You could cross the border without getting like shot.
What if you
for
had
desertion.
nowhere-
What if you
to
had
go?
nowhere else to go?
Yeah.
Right.
And personally, that's where I think you would see masonry doing what it does best, and that's where it's passing word
Yep.
via different pigpen ciphers and
Yep.
things along those lines, saying, "Hey, we're here. We can protect you.
Yep.
Yes.
If you don't want to be part of this and you want to, because the concept of the movie is that Ethan Hawke was the guy who designed the metal things that came over the windows, and his house was completely protected, even though it wasn't protected in the end.
Right.
But you know, the Purge would target the poor and the people who couldn't afford those defensive barriers and protections, or couldn't afford guns and stuff
You
like that.
go
to
looking
protect
for
themselves.
soft
And
targets.
therefore you're bettering society by
Getting rid of the
purging
undesirables,
exactly.
which is shitty if you
That
think
is
about it, because
completely inconsistent with
you're
like, the
fi-
values of the country.
yeah, I mean, your financial status shouldn't
Are they, though?
decide.
Yeah.
But your financial
There are
status
certain-
shouldn't
there are
decide.
certain pockets out there.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I think they are. From a purely philosophical standpoint, yes. But yeah,
But there are
I
pockets
see where
out
you're
there
going.
that
Yeah.
Your financial
that may not-
status shouldn't decide whether or not you live or
you live
die.
or die.
though.
No.
You know, it should be done. You and I don't want to say live or die, but I mean, I guess you would say that your.
If the U.S. government is orchestrating an event that can lead to mass death, your financial status should not put you in one.
Personally, I
corner
really
of that.
believe that
That's
this
not
whole Purge movie. I mean, great movie. Thought it was an awesome movie. Very, it was a suspense thriller, whatever the hell you want to call it. It was thought provoking, but realistically, that I don't think would ever fucking happen. Ever. Because you would see a civil war happen within a blink of an eye. Because I don't think people would tolerate that shit. I think there's more good people in the world than bad, and they would be like, yeah, no, these idiots up there in D.C. gotta go.
But the danger, I agree with you to a certain extent. However, the danger is okay. So when did the original Purge movie come out? 15 years ago? 10 years ago?
Something like that. It was a while ago.
Something like that.
That was a while ago. You guys can look it up if you're
The concept
watching live.
seemed like, wow, like we're really far away from this.
It's science
And then
fiction.
think about 2020,
Right.
And some of the things that we saw throughout the country.
We came
I'm not
close.
saying we're there.
Here,
But
let me
you
just.
might be incrementally closer, and that's the danger. Is you edge towards these issues, and
Yeah.
then by the time you get to here, one, you don't realize it, and two, that's when the powder keg explodes because people will realize, holy crap, how did we get here?
Yeah.
And now it's going to take something radical to turn it back. So you can inch towards these dangers incrementally, and
And then it's not surprising when you
then
find
it's not
yourself in it.
surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, hell,
Bareen Jen says, you guys are so great in your own head. Freemasonry during the Purge. All people are essential. I agree. Only God calls us home. Your people harassed me for 3 years and almost broke my mind here. No, oh, God.
What?
I think he means Scientology. I think you spelled Scientology wrong, but go ahead.
We don't harass people.
We don't harass.
We don't give a damn.
Well, we harass Master.
Trust me. We harass Messner because he's one of our own. But realistically,
Yeah, but thank
Kenny,
you.
what are you touching over there?
Thank you for listening, Barry and Jen. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we don't.
No, move on.
We
Thank
don't harass people.
He may listen to DJ Little
For
Fetus.
instance,
You know, I'll
leave
take your
whenever
$5.
you
I'll
want.
take your $5 a month on Patreon if you want. Like, I'd be more than happy to help you with it. But the thing is, like,
Hold on, let me just real quick to this person. I am not a people person, so trust me. The last thing I'm doing is going around harassing people. I stay the hell away from people. Why? Because I feel like when I'm ready to retire, I'm going to be in the hills of West Virginia with a beard like Ted Kaczynski playing a fiddle in a house that has no electricity. Because I don't like people.
you can't grow a beard like that. Come on, fucker. Come on, you can't grow a beard like that.
Let's get back on target. James
Back on
Devaney's
target.
going to take care of this dude.
Thanks, Devaney.
Yeah.
But no, it's one of those things where you gotta be careful because 20 years ago, when you say nothing like this could happen, 20 years ago, would you be voluntarily submitting yourself to just giving up your DNA, facial recognition, your fingerprints?
No, it would be
No.
kind of unheard of. Those are civil liberties. Those
But
are, yeah.
this thing, you're giving up your facial, you gave up your fingerprint
For
first.
a small amount of convenience.
And then, this
started giving up
whole
your privacy.
23andMe thing, oh, let me just take my DNA and send
I
it
did
off
it.
anyway.
I did it. I found out I'm not Italian or Irish.
Well, because you weighed how much privacy you were losing for the convenience
Correct.
that you were getting, and you said, okay, well, I like my convenience more than my privacy, so
Right.
you did it.
But
Listen
then
to this,
that
though.
stuff adds up
Yeah, it does.
over
Yep.
time. Now it's like something where you're like, I gave up my fingerprints for my passport and my gun permit. Those were the only two things. But you need to access my phone? Here you go.
I needed to pick my kids up from
Right.
school now.
You want my DNA? Sure, here, go spread my
Yep.
DNA all over.
No, that's your job. Nobody can take that job away from you, dude.
No, but like
So-
it would, like DNA used to be a big
Yeah, it was
thing
a
for
privacy- yeah.
forensic science, and
Yeah.
but now that your DNA is in banks all over the place, can you really trust that if they say, hey, your DNA was found here? Well, but 23andMe and Ancestry.com, they have access to my DNA.
Joe,
Yeah.
Joe,
How do I know?
are you afraid that you're going to get a ding dong and then Daddy?
No, absolutely not.
No.
No, but I'm just saying,
That's not the kind of spreading around.
these are
he's talking
certain
about.
things that you wouldn't, 15, 20 years ago, you wouldn't think of voluntarily giving up or
Fair point.
paying to give it up.
Yeah,
You're
no,
not getting
deep-
paid. You're actually paying somebody to voluntarily
Yeah.
give up these things.
Hey,
No,
you gotta-
around the
I mean, look
time
how
of-
angry I got when Facebook wanted to just automatically connect Instagram. No.
Joe, can I send you some Apple Cash?
all you got to do is sign up and give them some fingerprints,
There we go.
retinal scan.
Daniel Valdez says,
get that
well,
dollar.
the world does need more gingers.
Yeah, I mean, there are worse things to use your DNA for.
You know, when this purge happens and you see a friggin' battalion of redheads coming over the hill.
Those are called Highlanders.
At 6:30
Those are
a.m.
called Highlanders.
a half hour before the purge ends to save your ass for the last half
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
You'll be thanking our soulless asses then.
Yep. It's true.
Truthfully, though, if this purge thing ever happened, I would totally be in Viking. Like, Viking regalia. Like, tattoos on the side of my head, hair braided back. If I could grow hair.
I mean, you'll be harassing Alex to get more free tattoos.
Yeah, I will. I actually got more in mind. I just haven't. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But anyway, it's a cool concept. And first off, I mean, you guys are so great in your own head. Yeah, all right. Listen, this is a conversation. We're not sitting here trying to promote the good of Freemasonry. You know what? You want to find out about Freemasonry? Go look on your own. I'm not here to sit here and blow sunshine up your ass and tell you, oh, you need to join Masonry. You want to come look for it, come look for it. If you don't. I don't give a shit either way. I'm telling you what Freemasonry is really about. We don't harass people. This is what we do. We're up here having what do we call this type of conversation? Just a intellectual, speculative conversation.
With a little bit of entertainment sprinkled in.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead
that's
of
all
like
we're doing.
what they call wrestling sports entertainment, this is like philosophical entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is. Go get your own damn podcast
Cracking
and try to come up
jokes at
with
each other.
content for 3 frickin' years twice a week.
Wow, you're really,
Barry and Jen.
really angry.
Hey, you're taking.
Wow, yeah, you got a little George there on us. for a second.
Yeah, you went a little full.
You know what it was? I got all hyped up driving here. I was listening to Queen songs. And I was
I
like
know.
channeling Freddie Mercury and like
It always hypes me up
got
too.
that whole rock star thing going on, and now I'm all hyped up by it.
But I mean,
No, but it's like, you know what? Go crap on somebody else, Jen. You know what? We don't need you here. Unless you want to pay $5 a month on Patreon,
Then we do need you.
where you could get access to Discord, and we could harass you all day, every day, and even call you. And we'll send you a Freemasons gold tone pin for your trouble. That's it.
that's all this is. Intellectual conversation with a hint of humor and speculation. That's
Broke
what
my mind
alternate-
here in Ohio. Well, apparently you're a broken mind already if you're living in Ohio. Christ.
Wow.
I love Ohio.
Don't engage.
We have brothers from Ohio.
I do like Ohio, but not wherever Barry and Jen is.
What was that? Oh,
Christ.
I totally went full like Drew Carey show.
Yeah, moon
All
over
the-
Parma, give my love to me tonight.
All the little chicks with the crimson lips screaming Cleveland.
Well, the
rocks."
bar that they would go to was the Winking Lizard. I've been to several Winking Lizards out in the Cleveland area.
Oh, it's a chain.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's yeah, I guess
a
it's
regional.
They're all owned by the same people, but
Okay.
I can't
it's called the Winking Lizard.
wink.
It's not the one-eyed snake. It's the Winking Lizard.
Same thing.
For those who
man.
see Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
Up in smoke. One-eyed snake. I'm a
was hoping you
one-eyed
were gonna-
snake.
When you
I
said
love that
winking, I looked at you. I'm like, oh god, I hope he doesn't say winking eye.
Whispering eye.
Whisper.
Tell her you miss her and her whispering eye. Oh my God, you said whispering eye. That's my favorite scene from the whole freaking movie. That's a great movie. Tell her you miss her whispering eye.
Oh, that's exactly where I had went.
Role Models, a great movie. If you guys, if our listeners have not seen the movie Role
Oh, it's
Models,
hysterical. It's
it
so
is
underrated.
Hysterical.
Dude, that whole scene where he's in Starbucks and he goes like on this whole, when she says venti, he goes, you mean a large? Or he wanted a large?
Yeah.
He's like, actually, venti is not even 20 and it's Spanish or whatever. He's like, congratulations, you're stupid in 3 different languages. Venti means 20.
Okay.
Oh, Spanish. Oh, man. Have you seen the movie, Ken?
I have not.
You're
Oh
not
my
gonna
God,
watch.
you
No,
have to.
Don't tell him to watch it because you know I've been telling him for how long we've been doing
Yeah,
this?
but he
3
doesn't
watch,
listen
like,
to
freaking years
Step Brothers.
He
to
doesn't
watch.
listen to you. He
No,
listens to me.
I told
Euro
him for
Trip.
3 years to watch Euro
No, I
Trip
haven't.
and
Euro
Super
Trip is-
Troopers,
yeah.
and yet he's like, Yeah,
No.
I haven't watched it.
I've seen Super Troopers. All right, so I've seen that since you've told
It's
me.
all the
to do
same
Hey,
guys from
Dan Valdez.
Beer Fest.
it. Okay. No,
Dan's not here, man. Dave's not here, man.
I'm getting there. I'll
That little kid, though, with I keep calling him Stifler. The
The little kid, yeah, he
The
was.
little
He
black
played
kid?
Stanley
Oh,
on
my
That's So Raven. I love boobies. that kid, right? Yeah.
oh my god.
That's a funny freaking movie.
Oh, it's hysterical. Remember when he steals his Jeep? Oh my! I know we got off track.
F
Yeah,
you,
we're
Ben
way off
Affleck.
track.
F you, Ben Affleck. I don't
We're
look
way
like
off
Ben
track.
Affleck. You're white, so you Ben Affleck. It's a great movie. Great movie.
Anyway,
Love, take me down.
what do we think? We think I think we beat the Purge thing. We can just do general nonsense now. I mean, I think.
We've been doing general nonsense for the last
Yeah,
5
I know,
minutes.
I know.
I think we've come to a consensus.
I think
that,
we've come to consensus that
Yeah.
Freemasons not only would, as Ken put it, he's got, I don't know, apparently his ramparts on the top of Breed's Hill.
we would have a plan. We would have a plan.
Joe is saying that he would definitely lobby to get rid of the Purge,
I'd be John Connor.
and you'd be John Connor,
I'd be John
Okay.
Connor.
and I'm all about digging holes in basements and hiding people and defending property or defending a stronghold, if you will, to protect the innocent. I think that's pretty much what Masons would do.
Except for Barry and Jen, she's not invited.
Except from Barry and Jen. If any of you guys have any ideas, if you agree, disagree, let us know on the community page.
Yeah, let us
Shit
know.
out.
Listen, for
Interested
anybody
to know.
who is a troll and comes in here and tries being assholes to us, we fight back, and I do it in the comment section
Well, you guys do.
all the time. I don't care.
I don't do it in the comment section. I just
Most
like to do
people
it over
just
the air.
most people will just honestly they'll just read it and skip on by. Actually, how many people? I've listened to other people who do podcasts like Rogan and stuff. He goes, "Don't read the comments. Don't read the comments."
Yeah.
No, fuck that. I read the comments and I
You
come
do.
heavy, and I will seriously wait for you to walk yourself into a corner, and then I will just pounce. That's just how I act. I don't care. Fight
See,
me.
I like the
get
more
mad.
subtle approach. Like the time that other podcast stole our content and we started drinking whiskey called Larceny. Like that time.
Oh, yeah, there was that one time. That was a lot more subtle.
I do remember.
That was a lot more subtle.
That's fun to me.
Did it
Like,
grind your gears?
Oh, it grinded my gears. That's what really grinds my gears.
We love all of our podcast brethren out there. It's all in good fun, guys.
Oh, stop kissing ass.
No, I mean, it's
We do.
See, this is why I don't believe Ken's thing, where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go up to the top of the hill and we're gonna defend," because he's too goddamn nice. They'll be like, "We need help." Ken's gonna be like, "Come on up, any problem?"
No, Ken's got a nasty streak in him.
be like,
You
stay the
think
hell
so?
out.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
You
I
gotta-
don't think
yeah,
so.
There's a line. There is a line.
Ken's gonna be like, Ken would be the one who. What the hell was the movie?
Ken
was
will
it,
just pop
was it
out-
Book of Eli when the girl was like on the ground? She's like, "Oh my God, help me, and the person went up to help him, and then all the people like jumped out and mauled him. And then Eli or Denzel Washington. That's Ken. He'd be
No,
the person.
Ken would just pop out his emotion chip and he'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly. I would just
He-
mow you all down indiscriminately and without remorse.
And it does
Oh,
not
there's
compute.
no
does
point
not-
to this episode. There's no friggin' point.
There
to it.
really is no
There's
point.
not.
There's no point to most of what we
Ken
do.
will start spitting out stats of, do you realize there's a 1 in 3 chance that that person's not being truthful with you and they're going to try to take us all out? Thanks, Ken. We'll take him out first. Thank you.
Joe is going to be the person. All right. Joe's going to be the person that people will kind of come up to the quote unquote checkpoint, and I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Boom. And I'll be like, "Joe, I don't know. You moved. I don't know. I didn't like his face. I didn't like his face."
Shifty eyes. Shifty eyes. I didn't like it.
Jib.
Like, Jesus Christ, Joe, why'd you do that? I don't know. He just, I don't know, something about him.
He was drooling.
I got a vibe.
He shouldn't
I
be
got a
drooling.
vibe.
Yeah.
Something's going on with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny how in like 3 years we've been doing this podcast. Like me and you've switched roles. You've become the angry one now.
Has it
like,
really been 3 years?
It's been 3 years, bro.
Good
And
God.
now you
3
know
years.
why that I don't want to put myself in certain situations where, you know.
You don't want that
Like
angry.
I've become the
I
middle
don't
of the
want
road
Joe.
that
guy.
part.
No,
I don't
no.
want that angry. Like there's
It
a
used to
certain
be
dark
I was
part
the
of me
angry
that I
one.
know is there that I don't like it to come out, and I avoid
takes
situations
takes
where
a lot of self-reflection to realize that.
Daniel Valdez, our lodge is surrounded by a fence, so I'll go with the defend the lodge and those in it plan.
There you
what
go.
what do you have, like a Gothic picket fence outside there? I don't think that's
With
going to
like
hold
the
people back.
spikes on top and stuff. That'd be
What
pretty
kind of
cool.
fence? What kind of fence,
Yeah,
brother
what kind
Dan?
of fence, Dan?
What kind of fence? We need to know this. If
'Cause
it's like,
if it's like one of those 40-inch Home Depot Gothic picket fences, that's not going to do.
Yeah.
He's
if
like,
I can
"Oh."
jump it, then all bets
it's like
are
I'm
off.
part of Alcatraz Lodge number 143. Yeah, you're good. You're
Yeah,
good.
okay.
Well, yeah.
Easily defensible.
Even one of those vinyl fences.
Use
I
a
bet you I
rowboat.
could run right through one of those vinyl fences. Maybe that's a bit for the show.
Oh, the vinyl fences? Those are shit, man. You get a good gust of wind and they fall apart.
Yeah, those aren't
Yeah,
really
those
for.
They're just meant for like decoration or like I
They're
don't know.
for keeping like small dogs out of your yard, not
I'm thinking,
fully
like,
armed
but-
people.
If you get a Rottweiler with a freaking, they'll blow right through it.
One of
That's why I
those
said
white
small
ones,
dogs.
or one of those thicker. I don't think it's going to be that easy to blow right through.
Yeah, you get it in the middle of the panel, you can crash.
You
right
hit it in the
through
middle of the panel? Hell yeah.
There isn't a lot keeping
Sounds
it
like a
together.
challenge. Sounds like
Well,
a
we
bit
just
for the
installed one the last workday at our lodge. So when you come to the summer picnic,
I
that
mean,
we're
also
doing,
think
give it a
you also
shot.
have to talk about the age of the fence. If it's a new fence, no, you'll be all right. But once it starts to get dry, that plastic gets
Oh, a
dry.
couple
and
freeze
weathered,
thaws, yeah.
freeze thaws.
Yep.
You're gonna blow clean through that fence.
Yeah, especially in the winter. If you do it when it's below freezing
for
out,
sure.
vinyl
alright,
turns to
chain link.
glass.
Oh, we got ourselves an answer. It's a chain link fence with the
Iron gates
around the
over the
property and
doors.
iron gates over the doors.
All right,
Over
I
the
like it.
doors.
Okay, I like
Iron gates over the door.
It might be in the ghetto. Might
In
be
the ghetto.
I mean, that sounds defensible. You could
Yeah,
probably,
throw
with
some
very
razor
little
ribbon
work.
up on top. You could
Yeah,
do.
some
All right.
concertina wire.
Oh,
Yeah.
concertina
You like
wire.
that
But you know
term?
what?
I do
Also,
like that.
bolt cutters. They're not expensive.
Yeah, but that slows them down.
It's exactly.
Yes,
that
all
gives
you
you
gotta
time
do is
to
slow them
aim.
down.
I don't. But if you got somebody on net like Messner on guard, Messner and Rocco
Well, that's
on
why you
guard,
don't put them on guard.
you put if they're on guard. Forget it. They're in there. They're gonna cut a hole in that fence. They're gonna walk right in.
The only reason you would put them on guard because they could probably scream the loudest, and that would be like your alarm going off. And let it, instead of that that you had at the beginning of the show, it'd be the shrieks coming from Messner that even the dogs would hear.
Shit. Poor Messner, man. We pick on him a lot. He's
Yeah,
a good
but
brother,
he's-
but
Well, you guys do.
we did. All right, fair enough.
Taking the high road.
Daniel Vados, methinks a trip to Home Depot is in order.
Yeah, for all of us.
This is an alternate universe. It's just, I don't
Yeah,
know.
we're not. We're
but
not
still,
saying.
no.
We're
You
just
know,
saying what
even-
do we think would
no
happen.
purge
we're
going on.
pontificating.
Yeah, even if you speculate, you still see where the gaps are. So, yeah.
A good camera system, though, will help out a lot.
Good camera system,
good
lighting,
camera system.
water. Always have water.
We also have a camera system up here because we had a
Break-in attempt.
not a break-in attempt. Well, we did have a break-in attempt.
There was
which
that, yeah.
It didn't work out because of the type of door we have on this.
And
side.
also, the person who was breaking in was a moron. But
Yeah, he's picking the wrong lock.
Right.
Try again, dumbass.
yeah.
Stick your nose, dumbass.
But we did have somebody left the bottom doors open, and we had
Squatters.
somebody who likes the sauce, if you will,
Jean-Louis?
was passed out on the top of the stairs on the landing.
Was it my
Wow.
buddy Jean-Louis?
Probably.
I mean,
If it was Jean-Louis, I would have put a blanket on him and sat watch over him while he.
Did you like walk up to the lodge and see this?
No.
individual, or
The
you didn't
owner of the
come-
building
Oh.
or the landlord ended up finding him at the top of the stairs. Like,
Wow.
what the hell are you doing? But he was passed out at the top of the stairs. But a good camera system for your lodge. And again, take the whole purge bullshit out of this.
Mm-hmm.
You should, if you're a brother and you're listening, and your lodge doesn't have cameras, get cameras.
Yeah.
Please get cameras.
They're very, very cheap. You can get.
Yep.
I'm not going to go into the actual brand because I don't want to make people think that I'm sponsoring anybody. But there are types- yeah, there are cameras out there that you can spend $30-$35 per
Hating that
camera,
happens.
right? And some of them are even wireless. And
Yeah.
there you go, and you're good. And if somebody steals it, whatever, it was $30.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about other brothers and their lodges and stuff, but we got some. We have stuff that's irreplaceable, if
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah,
Like, you don't want that
they
shit
may
to
not
go.
have any monetary value down at the pawn shop, but if you lost them, it would hurt the fraternity more than more than financially. It's these are
And he says
works of art in some case.
they do have cameras. Daniel Valdez says that's awesome.
Yep.
It's good that you have cameras. I think all lodges should have cameras. You know, I think you should have cameras around your house. Like, I don't know.
Well, not everybody feels comfortable with that. But yeah, I'm one of those people that has
Speak
cameras
of
around my house, but not in my house.
I have a minute, but it's
Yeah.
pointed at the front door.
Yeah,
Because realistically, if that's where you're going to do some dumb shit,
yeah.
I need to catch it on camera so that I don't end up going to jail for doing things.
I just have one built
In
into one of the
defense.
motion detectors. But yeah, outside of the house, I think is more important because then you know if you get motion alerts if somebody's trying to get into the house. Like you can't just materialize inside the house. You have to try to get in from outside. So put them on your perimeter.
True, but and I don't want to get too deep into this, Kenneth, but
Oh, we'll talk about that after.
we
then.
do own things, right?
We do.
That we will have to prove
Yes.
why we used. So having a camera pointing at your front door,
Generally irrefutable. Yeah.
bingo.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we should take
I'll
that
recommend
offline,
you.
though. We'll take that offline. Let's take it offline. We'll put it in the parking lot. For
Yeah, we're gonna shut this down anyway. Hey, listen, this is just a stupid little episode. Sometimes I don't like doing the heavy stuff. Joe actually said, "Do we want to do what? Joe, weren't you the one who said?"
Yeah, sometimes you got to mix it up.
Sometimes you gotta mix it up. So we'll get back into the more important things. One of the things I definitely want to do though is I'm gonna do the Lost Book of Enki, the next chapter with you brothers up here, and I'll get your take on some of the things. It usually takes me about an hour to do an episode, so with you guys it might be an hour and a half episode with all of our commentary. But I'll let
So
you guys.
we're getting back into the deep and cerebral stuff.
Well, we kind of went deep
Yeah.
last episode with the tarot stuff.
That's true.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
went
did,
deep
yeah.
with that.
It
Also
wasn't
with
like
the,
crazy deep, but it
with
was
the
there.
Rosicrucians as well, and then before that was Scientology. So yeah, I mean we've been hitting some heavy
But this
stuff.
was a
so
fun one.
This was a fun one.
Yeah.
You know, and our whole purpose of doing these fun ones is to make you think, just
Yeah.
to make you think about like your Masonic obligations.
Yeah.
What would you do in this situation? You know, our two of the things we're supposed to protect is ourselves and mankind
And the innocent, yeah.
people, the innocent. That's what Freemasonry does.
We're like the John
Sorry.
Corleones of Masonic podcast.
Sorry
What
to
would
tell you, Jen, Barine
Oh, is she
Jen.
still squawking?
I don't know if she's still squawking, but
okay.
yeah, we actually do good shit. We're
Yeah,
not.
and apparently,
We're not harassers, devil worshippers, or any of that shit.
'cause
Sorry.
if I wanted to harass, I could just point out all the things on her Pinterest page that I'm looking at right now. But I
Oh
don't.
God!
No,
You're
you're
a
not.
Wow!
But I'm not going to
Joe.
do that. I'm putting it away.
Wow!
Didn't take much.
Yeah. With that being said, don't be a troll. We do attack. These Masons have teeth, and we bite. Anyway, shut it down.
As you say.
Any last thoughts, boys?
I'm good.
Yeah, no, I hope to God our country
You get
never
red as
finds.
fuck, like your face. Like I can tell you're generally aggravated right now.
I'm definitely.
Yeah.
I'm sick
so
of
now
people.
can everybody stop calling me the angry midget? I'm
Yeah,
just
but
a
I-
midget.
but
I'm not the angry
I don't
midget
really.
anymore.
You vocalize it more than I do.
I
just let
do.
It stew.
I do.
I just let it stew.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like I'm sick of people running their mouths behind a keyboard. That
Yeah. Let your anger boil within quietly where it can fester as a mental illness.
let your hate flow through you. Use it.
Hanging on in quiet desperation is the English way.
SR says real deep. Not really.
Okay.
More about
What we were shooting for.
well, I guess maybe he's talking about when I was talking about our obligations and the things that we do as Masons, and
Or he's
man,
just mocking us.
maybe. But you know what? I'm going to take the high road, and I'm going to say that he's being genuine, saying that we're real deep. You know, our job is to protect the innocent, be a service to mankind. So I think Masons would, in this purge situation, would absolutely, if this was a true to life thing, defend the innocent and do our job.
Yeah,
so
I tend
that
to
we
agree.
could, you know, get into that house not built with hands, eternal in the heavens.
Yeah. We took some
So mode it, freaking.
So-
serious obligations. You
mote
got
it
to stick to them.
Anyway, shut it down.
All right.
All right.
For the Freemasons podcast, I am Right Worshipful Brother George Marjorie signing off.
Worshipful Brother Joe signing off.
And Worshipful Brother Ken signing off.
Donate to the GoFundMe page.
Yes,
Worshipful
please
Brother
do.
Greg Schultz, please. Let's help the brother out. Shut it down, Kenny.
All right.